Well, welcome. I'm Perry Williams, and this is Hamilton County TV, brought to you by Logan Street Signs and Noblesville Trophies. Today I'm with Keegan Cherry, the head girls basketball coach at Hamilton Heights. Welcome, Keegan.
Thank you, Perry.
Well, it's time to start, and the way the weather looks outside, we need to be inside anyways, right? It's
That's
starting
right.
to get cold
Yep.
and things like that. Well, you open up, what, tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night at Brownsburg.
Yeah, real easy game. You know,
Yeah,
they're
right.
not highly thought of or anything. That's going to be a great. I mean, your early games are you got a pretty tough schedule early.
We do, and again, that's by design. Not only does Brownsburg have fantastic kids, Debbie does a fantastic job over there. Her teams are going to play hard. They'll switch things up. They'll get after us. You know, they want to push tempo, press, trap, do those kind of things, and then go score on run out. So we'll have our hands full.
Yeah. Now, Coach, before we get into the schedule, I know that you had a controlled scrimmage at Carmel. Okay, so the girls got to go over there and play in that gym in Carmel, which you and I both know it's just a different feel.
Right.
Going out there on the floor, the way that gym's built. It's much like it'll get you prepared for Newcastle, really, because it's kind of a mini Newcastle, really, as far as it down in how to go over there in the.
Well, we're very appreciative of Carmel and their program allowing us to go over there and scrimmage, because I've always said Carmel can pick and choose who they. I mean, it's an honor to go over there and play that type of program and those quality of athletes. They're well coached, so it was a fantastic opportunity for us. It's a very controlled situation. You know, it's man-to-man, first quarter, second quarter is zone, third and fourth quarter. Fourth quarters do whatever you want, and we kind of did whatever we wanted in the second half anyway. But
you take a look at both teams do some pressing and that type thing to get in that situation of basketball.
Which is good, I mean, because frankly, I mean, if we were to go play Carmel in the regular season, I'm not going to press Carmel, or I mean, it's tough for us to match up man-to-man even with Carmel. So, but it gives us an idea of where we are now, things that we need to work on, and so it was really good for us from that standpoint.
Well, actually, in a scrimmage to do that, you need to play a team of that caliber. I mean, because your kids are going to see something they may not see all season long.
Right.
So,
well, and opening up with Brownsburg, so there's some similarities there.
Absolutely.
And, you know, Carmel, they came out in the first quarter and got us pretty good and won the second quarter. But then in the second half, you know, we won the second half. So I think won by 6 or 8 in the third, and then they won by 2 in the fourth. So it was a really competitive, you know, again, I don't put a lot of weight in that because it is so controlled, and you know, you're playing kids in different spots and trying to get looks and those sorts of things. So I don't get really wrapped up in the score, but I was proud of our effort once we got settled in, and we did compete, and we were competitive there in the second half. So from that standpoint, I don't care so much about the score, but we did compete and execute some things.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, you know, we touched on Brownsburg coming up here the first game, and then you got Danville, and then you played Noblesville for your home opener here, which we'll be broadcasting from up here at Hamilton Heights. And I know you are just like every other coach. You only take them one game at a time, so I'm not going to go through the whole schedule, but your schedule is very competitive, and it's designed that way. And you know, there's many years, and I know the boys' side faced this, and the girls' side the same way of playing some teams and getting some maybe false feelings on how good the team really was, and then you go into sectional play and you see a totally different side of it, because everybody's turned it up. They played really tough competition, and it's very, very difficult. So not only you concerned about the teams you play and the competition that you want good, also the places you play where they're hard to play in and stuff, because you do go over to Newcastle, and that's can be quite overwhelming for a freshman or sophomore.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, you know, my first year here, there were some teams that they said, hey, we're going to get them taken off your schedule for you. And I was like, why? No, we're not. We're going to call them. We're going to get Westfield, for example. We want Westfield back on our schedule because, again, it's about playing to a standard. I mean, the wins and losses, 4A, 3A, that doesn't really matter to us. It's about playing to a standard and preparing for the tournament. come February, and that's what it's all about. For us, it's not for everybody. The idea of coming in and building a culture where everybody wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves, compete and play against teams and win when nobody else thinks that you can, that is being a competitor. That's what wanting to win, and that means something. And going back through the years, we have the Anna Collars and Kayla Kirtley, Lexi Branham, Ashton Runner, just going back off the top of my head over the years, and those types of girls bought in.
Yes, yeah.
They were bought in on that philosophy. We've had some go, and that's fine too. It's not for everybody, But you look at those, and they go to a 1A program or a 2A program where schedules are easier.
Absolutely.
And that's fine. But the girls that we have out here in this gym this year, they're bought into that philosophy. We may not win many games, but we're going to go out there and compete, and we're here for the tournament, but we're also bought into the bigger picture of being part of something bigger than ourselves and competing and trying to do things that nobody thinks that we can.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, let's talk a little bit individually about this team. And as I always say, the game of basketball is a team game, but you have a young lady that's been with you since day one, and in Bailey Runner, and has led this team, and now going in her senior year here, she has 831 points, so she has a shot at the 1,000-point club, which
right.
Should happen. But talk a little bit about that type of player that you've had for 4 years, and I know I hear a lot of coaches make the comment, when you have a type of player like Bailey Runner, those freshmen and sophomores that are seeing you for the first time, it's hard for them to understand all this stuff, and so a senior leader like Bailey helps you a lot.
Bailey Runner is the most underrated, undervalued player in the state, in my opinion. I don't even think it's close. It's a girl that she's a multiple sport athlete, so she's playing AU in the summer, but she's not paying the money to go get put on a list somewhere and somebody telling her how good she is. She's never bought into that. But you look at her statistics and the way that she's been able to score for us over the years against who she's done it against. It's phenomenal. It's off the charts. And in particular, our style of play, the way we've had to play in terms of limiting possessions and slowing tempo and doing those things. Her points per possession, and I haven't done it or statted it, but I bet they would be off the charts. And she's got the ball in her hands a lot of the times. She's had to run the point. So you put all those factors into play. I don't know who else. She's just simply undervalued. Glad she's on my team.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, with the talents you've had here and the schedule you've set up now, in the style of play that you have to play, you're probably only going to score 44, 45, 46 points a game. That's just your style of play.
Yep.
And it fits because what you want to do with this type of team is be there at the end that maybe you can squeeze out a victory. And that's happened a lot for you in tournament time of, you've played teams that have supposedly had great records and come in there to that sectional, and you slipped up on them because you were there at the end, and you're disciplined enough to take that good shot or play that defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of a style, I could go out. I would love to coach, press full court, get after it, create turnovers, just 32 minutes of havoc and chaos. And go play that way. It would be nice to have athletes where you could go out and do that. But it's our responsibility to the program to play a style that puts us in the best position to win. And over the years, with the numbers that we've had to play, dictate tempo, slow things down, limit possessions, and it's been successful for us. But you're exactly right. We go to the Elite Eight by beating Yorktown in an overtime situation. We beat Marion first round of regional. And we were able to do that because throughout the course, it was just a grind. Each possession was a grind. And we want them to have to guard us. And then we'll usually get a slip or a counter and score and just try to control tempo.
And teams like a Marion and some of those teams, they're used to playing at up tempo. So that messes their game completely up.
Right.
they're not used to playing grind out basketball.
Right. And then when you've got players like Bailey with such an unbelievable basketball IQ, she's able to control. Yeah, I mean, even our first year, we're playing Heritage Christian in sectional finals. And when we've got the basketball going for a layup to cut it to 2 with like 2 minutes to go in the game, end up getting beat by 7. But that she hasn't known any other way. Because of who we've played. Yeah. I mean, that's just the style that she's been put into with her timing in the program, and for her numbers to like we talked about earlier, you put all that together, it's just phenomenal what she's been able to accomplish.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about, because this is a team game, let's talk a little bit more about those seniors and your juniors, and then some of those younger ones, your sophomores and your freshmen.
Yeah, and Jillian Oswald, junior for us this year, the basketball is going to be in her hands a lot. I love Jillian's attitude and her work ethic. She wants to be really good. She's one that puts in the time in the off season, and then she's at everything she can possibly be in terms of what our program's doing, whether it's in the summer, open gyms. She's a girl that's always in the gym. So I'm really looking forward to her junior year here. She's going to be expected to step up her game. Her role is going to be increased. We're going to need her to score for us as well as handle the ball. Her and Bailey will share point guard responsibilities. Those two, barring injury or foul trouble, probably never come off the floor.
Yeah, and the one thing with Julian, with her ability to develop a really pretty good outside shot now, I mean, that's going to take some pressure off of Bailey, because like we said, they've seen Bailey run her for 4 years. They know what she can do. So if Julian can step up and make some of those big plays.
Right. And we got Peyton Doucette, who's a senior. I mean, she once she gets going, she can really shoot the basketball and stretch the floor. It's just, I think, a matter of confidence for her, and then the things that she's doing in practice, she needs to go at a level that's going to translate into a ball game that's going to beat a Brownsburg, Noblesville, Northwestern, those types of teams. And I think that's a challenge for us in a lot of ways, because it's so hard to duplicate or simulate what we're going to see from a lot of these teams. So being able to get your shot off quicker, cut harder, screen harder, be more physical, that's where we got to be mentally tough and challenge ourselves in practice to say, what are we doing? What we're doing right now going to translate into winning ball games?
Absolutely.
So Peyton's going to be a big part of that. The other senior, Haley Champion's back. She was going to graduate early, but she's decided to hold that off, which we're very thankful that she's a part of the program. We've got Chloe Henderson, who can really stretch the floor and shoot as well, and Shannon Moffitt. So we've got a total of 5 seniors on the roster, Perry, and in addition to playing, I'm expecting them to be leaders in the locker room and practice and on the floor. So,
and of course they understand your system, so that helps a lot.
Yeah, and you look at Chloe Henderson, the things that we talked about earlier here in this very own interview. Chloe's a girl that's played behind Bailey Runner for 4 years, and even going back to middle school. She's had to play behind Bailey, and then she's had girls in front of her the whole way. So that girl can quit, she can pout, or she can say, hey, I'm going to put roots down right here, and I'm going to continue to work as hard as I possibly can, and when it's my time, I'm going to give it all I've got. And that's what she's done. Now it's her senior year. She's got an opportunity to go out there and compete. She didn't move. She didn't quit. She didn't feel sorry for herself. She just kept her head down and continued to work hard. And whether she scores 1 point or 1,000 points this season, I couldn't be more happy or proud of a kid for that in itself.
And Keegan, sometimes we forget that athletics also prepare you for life too.
Absolutely.
Because in athletics, not everything is rosy, and you're not feeling good, or you get hurt, you come back. I mean, it's a life lesson, really.
Yeah, think about the type of employer she's going to be.
Absolutely.
Employee that she'll be.
Absolutely.
I mean, she knows how to work hard, and she's not going to quit.
Well, you got a sophomore that is got a lot of accolades this summer, has worked pretty hard, and Michaela Moran. Let's talk a little bit about her. She got good size, and
yep, she does. She's got what you can't teach. I mean, 6'3". Yeah. So she's physically. I mean, she's got a presence about her. She's a kid that takes the game serious. She's really hard on herself. She's still young, so I try to remind her, you're going to make mistakes.
Oh, absolutely.
But let's not get our head down. It's the next play, and sometimes her ability to kind of let that go kind of prevents her from that next play, or so we're working with her on that. That's a maturity thing, and she's going to get better. But man, we're going to rely upon her in the middle in a big way this year, and hopefully if she's able to have some success, that's going to free up Bailey, Oz, and Peyton to get those perimeter shots.
Yeah, and the one thing about it's going to be able to get the ball out to the side, out in the wings there to get the ball
Yeah.
up the floor if you choose to, or
Right.
because with Jillian and Bailey, with the basketball IQ they both have, if they see a streak that they can
Yeah.
go, they're going to go, because those are two racehorses that are going to go after it. And if she can get that ball off the boards and out to the sides so they can get it up the floor.
Yeah. I mean, I told when she gets the basketball in the paint, she's got to think about, well, number one, rebounding, being able to outlet like you're talking about, but then it's either score or get fouled.
Yeah.
I mean, when she gets a paint touch, she needs to score or get fouled, and if she's able to do that, get to the line, she should get 10 points at the foul line every night. She should get 10 points off of rebounds, putbacks every night. So, there's 20 a game that I think she can realistically do pretty easy.
Absolutely. Now, what about some of your younger players?
So we got Sid Runyon, who right now has worked herself into a starting spot, sophomore. Tremendous length, great attitude. She's one of those types of kids that you're like, man, if my own daughters, when they get to be that age, if they can kind of emulate Sid Runyon, I feel like I've done something pretty good. Fantastic attitude. She's kind of drinking from a fire hose, though, now.
Yeah, because she didn't see much varsity action last year, did
No, she did not.
But she's 5'11". I mean, she's got and a sophomore, so
Yep.
there's some good potential there. And the one thing that I've read some comments about Bailey is the thing that's made her better each year is she gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and that's just maturity.
Oh, well, yeah, and the so-called experts that want to evaluate Bailey and talk about, well, she's not, physical, or she needs to be stronger, or this, that, and the other. You look at our stats, she led our team in rebounding.
Yeah.
Again, with who we play, and she leads our team in rebounding, so does that mean Lauren Wiley wasn't very physical, or does that mean Michaela wasn't very so it's because she plays out top, and because she played as a freshman and sophomore, I think that stigma has kind of followed her throughout the course of her career. When really you go back and look at the numbers, she leads her team in rebounding.
Yeah, I mean,
again, it's phenomenal.
You look at that year that Ashton was a senior, she was a freshman. Anna Collar was a sophomore or junior, probably a junior.
Junior. Mm-hmm.
And you look at that team and you look at those stats. I mean, Bailey's numbers outside of the numbers.
Yeah.
Anna Collar was had in rebounding, but she was just,
Right.
she was a big, strong
Yep.
young lady that had a lot of talent, a lot of coordination.
Yeah.
So those are good positive things.
So Sid's a sophomore. We're going to need her in a big way, and again, by the time we get to the tournament, in terms of maturity and IQ, I think she can be a junior.
Yeah,
So I think there'll be a lot of growth throughout the course of the season for Sid. Lexi Hayden's another one, sophomore class that has tremendous length, trying to get her healthy. We got a freshman, Kaylee Roten, who's done some nice things early in practice. So the younger ones, all of them, work hard, want to be good, and are very coachable. So all those things that we look for from a coaching standpoint, they've got the pieces. Just continue to grind, work hard, and improve every day.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, thank you for taking time out your busy schedule, because I know you're getting ready to go practice with this group, and I'm looking forward to being up here in the first game to broadcast and another good opponent, and we'll get some feel of where you might be, especially with those first two opponents you have on the road. And so, but best of luck to you, and I'm sure I'll catch up to you later on in the season, and we'll talk a little bit and evaluate how things are going, whether they're going what you expected or maybe not. We don't know. That's why that's the one thing you never know with 15, 16, 17-year-old players.
You never kind of know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
All
I've
right,
got
some
Coach.
special fairy dust I'm going to sprinkle tonight before Brownsburg, so hopefully we can compete.
All right. Well, thank you, Coach. I appreciate it, and wish you the best of luck.
Appreciate the support. Thank you.
Thank you.